Good evening, viewers, and welcome to the FPRL Tier 2 United States Grand Prix around the Circuit of the Americas track. Located in Austin, Texas, this 3.4-mile circuit has 20 turns, 11 to the left and 9 to the right. With 4 races left and our championship leader Groundsy can't win the title tonight, however, he'll be looking for a good points return which could set him up to potentially secure the title around Miami. The battle for second and third in the championship is also looking very spicy with just 3 points covering Shadows, Jake and Pines. In the Constructor Championship, AlphaTauri continue to lead with a 69-point advantage over Red Bull, who are slowly reducing that gap, but has the team from Milton Keynes left their charge too late. Tonight, I am your main comms, TJM1992, and I am joined by a familiar voice in Mr. C. Davies. Colin, thank you so much for joining me tonight. How are you? And do you think any of our top 4 drivers could begin to buckle, knowing one mistake could cost them the championship?
Yeah, good evening, TJ. Yeah, championship's up for grabs now. We're getting down to the showtime business. It's who's got the nerve and who's got the bottle. But yeah, there's definitely a lot of pressure on them. But yeah, hopefully they can deliver and have a good race. As Shadows, he's called me a changed man. Apparently the commentator can be a changed man, which is interesting.
That is interesting indeed.
It should be a good one.
Does that mean you're going 46 or something on commentary? I'm not quite sure what he's trying to achieve on that one.
I don't know. He's a bit excited, his Shadows, on his full TC.
As we've only had one retiring Law who was serving a qualifying ban, so we're only going to lose 4 in this session. And Diamond Douche will be our first driver to give us a hot lap, so we'll ride on board the AlphaTauri driver. He's on the way down to turn 1 now. Bit of a tricky braking point here, going uphill, but you need to slow the car down and try to hit the apex as much as you can. And Diamond Douche looks like he's done that perfectly there. And now coming is this tricky ass section, get my words right, ass section, where you've got to try to attack the curve as much as possible, but keep it within limits, and Diamond Douche displaying perfectly there how to take the S section. 25.7 through sector 1, it's a pretty reasonable time. Through this tight section, sector 2, where if you run a little bit wide, it can cost you, but Diamond Douche once again looks like he's done that perfectly. Picky braking point out about in between 150 to 100 metre board. I'll get Colin's confirmation on that one very shortly, but Diamond Douche once again looking very clear on the exit here. DRS wide open, and as we look on board with the AlphaTauri driver, he's got that lovely sunset or sunrise in his eyes all the way down to the end of sector 2. Great picture braking point out perfect there. Coming through sector 2, 1035, once again a pretty representable time from the AlphaTauri driver. And now it's all these tricky horseshoe sections that can catch you out, but Diamond Douche once again keeping it very nice and clean. Coming around this tricky turn where you've got to keep your foot to the floor, but also make sure the car doesn't step out, and Diamond Douche on that full traction, looking very stable indeed. One last corner to negotiate, assuming he doesn't cut it, it's looking like a very good lap. DRS wide open to the line, and a 1:34.7 to kick us off.
Yeah, very, very good lap from Diamond compared to myself last night. Yeah, very, very, very good. But I reckon people will be going a little bit quicker than that. I reckon we'll see 34 threes, 34 fours from some people in Q1. But yeah, I was just having a look to see who's next over the line. I think it's a Mercedes. Or is that just starting a lap? Oh, he's just starting a lap. My apologies, yeah. I'm trying to...
I think it's Phenom that's coming across the line now.
Phenom's actually 2 tenths quicker on the mediums, and from reading our Twitter, this is our previous race winner from last season. So yeah, he's going to go through this... Oh, the back end said no. The back end says no around 10:17, I think, or 10:16. But yeah, as he's coming to the line, it's looking like it's going to be just a 35-0, but I reckon if he recharges the battery and go again, it might improve. But yeah, it's looking good Phenom round here. Solid mid-pack driver in Tier 2 this season after winning it last year. Shows how competitive FPRL is.
Yep,
But yeah,
definitely. As Grounds' next going to be a crossover the line. Puts himself at top position of 134.4. A driver that wasn't feeling very confident coming into the session. And that's a pretty reasonable time from our championship leader right there. As we've got Silverside Boy coming across the line now. A 134.5. Just behind Groundsy. Fantastic pace from the Williams driver there. And we've got Monkey Boy Kirk coming through the last corner now as well. The Alfa Romeo driver. So, broke his qualifying curse last week, himself into Q2. But you'll certainly want to try and get a little bit quicker in the 135.80. He wants to try and get to Q2 this time round.
indeed, it's Hirsch. He's a 103.3 middle sector. So, oh, he nearly cuts the last corner. Going to the line, I think this might be 34.1. Is Hirsch back?
I mean, that'll raise a few eyebrows, certainly. Hirsch hasn't had the best of his seasons, but that's some fantastic pace from the Ferrari driver right there. And a bit unexpected, you'd probably say, as well.
Yeah, you would.
As I'm just looking through the Twitch chat very quickly. Nigel Piggle, I will say a catchphrase, and it's, I like big buns, and I cannot lie.
Oh, he's out on a lap now as well, so yeah, he's going to be happy. We have had a drink with everything as well. I'm guessing that is Will6592, so the only one I can guess is that's Willie. Oh, I might be wrong. Apologies, but yeah. There's Piggles extended track limits at turn 9 a little bit, but he'll get away with that one.
Yeah, well, rather than both the Alpine driver, since he made me say that catchphrase, so we'll see how he does through Sector 2 of this big long straight. And it's always about, I suppose it's balancing act at this track, where you've got to have some speed for these, or especially on this back straight, but you also got to make sure you've got enough downforce to get through the tricky first S section, really, and perhaps the back end of the track as well, where you need that bit of a grip to have faith in the car to turn for you.
Yeah, you do. It's a bit of a weird one to get set up. I going into Tier 1 last night I found something that worked, but it wasn't. I still wasn't confident enough. But yeah, as you can see, Nigel going slightly wide and then turning in, but keeping it within the track limits, as it's hard around here to keep it within track limits. So that'll be a key one for drivers tonight. Set up regarding if he's done a 34.9. Not bad.
I have got the unfortunate news for you, Colin. That we've had a commentator catchphrase redeemed for yourself, and it's been requested. Can you sing the Peppa Pig theme song, please?
I don't know the Peppa Pig songs. That's how I get it out of it. I don't know. He says, "Can you CBA?" So yeah, CBA. There you go.
There we go. And that senses that one, Squid.
I don't know Squid, so apologies, but yeah. That's a general Jake one. He's not on comms tonight, unfortunately. But when he's next on comms, you can feel free to let him do it again. That's his speciality.
Yeah, definitely. As I believe our next driver of the line is going to be Shadows, he's been pretty quick this season. And I don't want to put a down on him because he has done a fantastic job. But I think most people on the paddock know it's perhaps potentially down to some assists he's using.
Potential. I wouldn't like to diss a driver, but maybe his assists are helping a little bit. Oh, Gary's coming in. We can't speak about that, Gary, on stream.
That is very true, Gary. That's fraudulent.
We have signed an NDA, I believe, to say that we can't speak about it.
Yep.
So,
Gary trying to get us in the mud. As
yeah.
I think it's going to be Jafford crosses the line next, or is it the Red Bull Junior Vane? Junior Vane
the snake's cookie.
Jaffmaster 34.7s. He'll be happy with that, considering he thought he might not get out to Q1 here. Oh,
yeah,
and General Snake a 133.8. It pains me to say, Colin, But the McLaren driver has been showing some fantastic pace over the past couple of rounds. And
Oh,
there is a vicious, I am going to say a vicious rumour going around the FPRL paddock now that he's pretty much signed a deal to go to T1 for season 6.
yeah. It's just a vicious rumour. It started out as a little rumour, and now it's got really big. It's got huge. Everybody knows it. Soon enough, we'll see a Sky Sports announcement, I'm sure. Bernie's gone. But yeah, very, very good lap from Snake, aka Jake. But yeah. Yes, exactly, Cruz. And you thought RBT guy was bad last night with a 32.8. He's only a second off him. And that would have really... I won't lie, that would have actually put him very high in Q1.
Yeah.
In Tier 1. As Jensen... What's up, mate? Hope you good, hope you good. As Hetch, he's not very happy, but come on, Hetch. I think it would be time to, if we had to put a curse on somebody, I think the Snake. I don't like to usually do this, but the Snakes. I don't think the Snake's gonna have a good race tonight. There you go.
So, ladies and gentlemen,
he's a changed man.
Oh, it's been thrown, ladies and gentlemen. The change man curse has been thrown at our very own General Jake 722, who is a change man around the circuit of the Americas.
TJ Pines is cooking.
Pines is cooking. He's cooking.
He's done a 102.9 middle sector, and Jake did a 103 dead. So I'm reckoning this is going to be a 33.7 from the Red Bull man, who they like to use the curb, which I can't do, but they can break on curbs. Has he? Ooh.
I mean, once again, there is a vicious rumour circulating around this man that he's pretty much going to T1 for season 6 as well. Absolutely throwed himself in Tier 2 for the past couple of seasons, but can no longer avoid what his fate is.
Yeah, I definitely argue. And where's the other Red Bull man going to be up there in a minute?
Okay. Shadows has said on the Twitch stream that he'd like to point out that Pines has said he's done no practice all week, and his leg has seen better days from footy.
Mm-hmm. I've just seen David as well. David, can you, when you get a chance, redeem Squid 500 points, please? Because I've frauded him. Can I go down to Tier 5? Is there going to be a Tier 5?
Probably not.
Oh, Maestro!
Good lap from Maestro there. We got Legends, who's just coming through Sector 2 now, 102.8 through Sector 2. And we know the Haas driver has got some pace in him from previous races. And I wonder if he'll challenge these top two for the pole position. It's the top spot in Q1, let's say. But the Haas driver looking very clean indeed round here. Coming through the final corner. And he'll be hoping he can put himself up there. And not only puts himself up there, but smashes it out the park of a 33.5. What are these times for Tier 2, Colin?
Yeah. I don't like them. Because my time would have put me where Kurt is. So yeah, that just shows us... I think there's going to be another rumour from the Haasman potentially being up there for a Tier 1 as well.
As we've got... I'm trying to see who's next. I think it's Lloyd that might be next coming through. Veins, Soulstar Boy. It's going to be Gary, actually. Gary's coming through Sector 2 now, and he's just over 1,000... 5,000. He's just under a 10th up on his time. You'd imagine if he could set a 34-4, 34-3, he'd be safe.
You'd like to imagine, but yeah, who knows?
Doesn't push track limits too bad there, actually. I've seen worse. Going through the final corner, he's deployed all his ERS, which is strange to see, and doesn't improve any. Is this track hungry for your ERS usage? I've never seen anyone actually to run out there deploy on a hot lap.
Depends what wing he's running. Because I don't know what wings Gary's running, because he hasn't said. But if he's running high downforce, then yeah, he will probably run out of it. But if you're running a bit lower, then I think the thing is there's Yorkie. It's a fish in the Aston Martin.
Yep, Freedom puts himself P4
Carrying
as well.
shadows.
Verizon Ford's coming through the final corner now. Only doesn't have to put himself P15 of a 134.8. A minute and 50 left on the clock, and yeah, it's not looking great for the guys that set early laps here, but with tough evolution, you imagine they'll improve quite a bit. As Shadows does indeed, I'll ride on board the Aston Martin driver here. He's just gone 3 attempts quicker through Sector 1. Set himself a purple Sector 1, whether that's his personal best or the overall, it's wait to be seen. But he comes through the corner on the back straight. Looks very clean indeed. Keeping it as far across as the line as he can. Try not to scrub any time off on these tyres. Gonna pick his braking point at roundabout now. Cuts the corner quite deep. How dies at track limits, I'll never know. But he's 5 attempts up coming through Sector 2. Another purple sector, whether that's his personal or not, we'll wait to see. But under the pace he's showing here, you imagine he's going to be safe unless he has a nightmare of a Sector 3. And the car looking very stable indeed. V8 responding very nice, not stepping out. How much is going to push track limits here? Very much on the edge there from the Aston Martin driver. One last corner to negotiate. Pushes the limits once again. A 1:33.9 from the Aston Martin driver.
Impressive times from Tier 2. I'm quite shocked, to be honest. But yeah, Tiddlewinks up to 10th as well.
Yep, you imagine he's safe now with that 34.3. Jaff Master's about to start his lap. I'm trying to see who's actually on the lap now. Is it going to be Verizon? No, Verizon Force is on a cool down. Monkey Boys starting his lap. It's going to be Lexus in the McLaren, who's just gone 5 attempts quicker through Sector 2. Purple Sector 2 by the looks of it. So we'll see what the McLaren driver can do as Tiddlewink's very nicely off track there. I think it's Tiddlewink anyway. Yes, it is. Coming through the horseshoe corner, let's call it, and the rear very much sticking there. Lexus running wide and not quite sure how he's avoided track limits there, but managed to get away with it. Puts himself P16, and that's the McLaren driver out, unfortunately.
Yeah, shame for Lexus, but Nigel Piggles crashed.
Oh no.
And he has put in the chat, he needs to put full TC on. Piggle has crashed.
Just driving 40s out, he's revving out in third gear. The Jaff Master Flash coming through Sector 3 now, the horseshoe corner. And will the rear respond to him? It does look like it's looking very planted there, as I'm not getting the camera angle I want. Thank you very much, game. Jaff Master Flash pits, he's out of Q1. Massive shot there indeed. Monkey Boy Kurt coming around the final corner. Can he lift himself out to the drop zone? Puts himself P16. And that's all she wrote for Q1.
Oh dear. There's two. The death taxes in an Alfa Romeo Q1 elimination still rings around, unfortunately, for my team.
Yeah, I imagine that. Yeah, Jaff Master definitely isn't going to be happy with that. I imagine starting Q18. Lexus once again is a massive shot there. Nigel Pagel, who safely through, drops it at the end of Q1. So we've lost 6 drivers in our Q1 session, but looking at towards the top, it's looking, as the time disappeared, but it's looking very close indeed, to be honest, and some fantastic times for our Tier 2 drivers in Q1.
Yeah, very, very, very quick. A lot of these guys would have, I think, been through, which is quite interesting. Just shows the competitiveness in FPRL. As we've lost Law with a qualifying ban, Horizon fought to Jackmaster Flash, Lexus and Monkey Boy, and then Nigel Pickles apparently lost it on an in-lap DJ.
Oh wow!
From what I've been told.
Absolutely.
And also,
gorgeous.
Radicals told me to tell Jaffa not to click the look behind button. Well, Radical, he's changed that now, so he shouldn't have that issue he's been telling us before, because we was in a party with him, weren't we, TJ?
Yep, that's right. Hirsch needs an invite, supposedly. I never saw him leave.
I did invite him, Maestro. I did send him one, and he did join back. I will send him another one, just to be safe, but he seems to be in multiplayer, but I've invited him.
If you are listening, Hirsch, let us know what's going on, lad.
I'm in all.
Oh, there you go.
There we go. But yeah, some extremely quick lap times from these drivers.
Yeah, definitely. As General Snake gets himself out really early here. I wonder if he's going to try just do a one-lap push again and yeah, try and use a couple of sets for Q3 potentially. Obviously, you raced this last night, Colin. How tricky is this track in this game? I've heard from, well, I won't say I've heard. Let's say this game has destroyed pretty much all the decent tracks. So from your opinion, how does this track feel on this absolutely woeful game?
Where to start is the question. Yeah, it's a very, very hard track. Obviously, if you're on board with Jake now, we have the lovely sun for some reason, really low down, which isn't a good thing. But yeah, the grip and the traction's awful around here. I can't even get. I've tried low downforce, high downforce, reasonable downforce to other people after asking them, and yeah, it just didn't seem to work. But especially for the likes of Groundsy that I know is on no assists around here, and Care, that with the no line, it's an incredibly tough track. For starters, turn 1, you can't actually see the apex until you've turned in. So
nice.
That's all on just getting a feeling. And like this last sector, the last 2 corners, the little black boxes, that's your brake marker point. So yeah, it's all about, you can't see a lot of them. As Jake's actually going on the lap.
Yep, so, do you want to take us around on this one?
Yeah, should hit the black box with the braking as he does, and tries to hit the apex as he does. Nice and perfect. Now he's going to be coming into the lovely S section, which will be 7th gear in the first bit. And then it should be down to 6th, yeah. Keeping it with a 5th, yes, that is correct. And then another black box turn in with a 25.6. And then this is in invalidation city, and you can spin here, very crucial set of traction, which he does, and the track limit. Now coming down into a long straight, about 60 metres, 70 kb into the left, and then it's all about your traction. Nail your traction, you get a good run down the DRS straight into the braking zone where you want to be braking about 120 metres, is what I would say, as you do. Then cut a lot of that because the game's brought the track limits on the inside, so put you there. A 103.2, and here we go, you come into this tricky section where you're roughly braking now, and then trying to hit the apex, and here we go. We'll see if he's on all tyres here with the amount of lift. He's not. He's fully sending this, so he's gone a little bit wide. I like to take a shorter line, tighter line, and then the black box braking. He doesn't take as much curve as the others on the outside, and then to the line, it's on 34.2. And Mr. Longford has redeemed the 2 pods there for Mr. CDDs. I'm going to go Truth, David. Yeah, that's a lap of COTA.
Yeah, General Jake obviously on, well, I imagine a scrub set there because he's gone slower than his Q1 time, so obviously reflects a bit more pace out of the McLaren driver. Gallows with his representative the time of 34.4. Diamond Douchey just a mere 1,000th behind Shadows. So once again, the times are coming in. Groundsy 3 tenths behind his teammate, and Junu Vane on the medium side, setting a 34.8. Pretty representative time now as well from the Red Bull driver. As someone else has just set a lap, have they? Yeah, Hirsch puts himself into P2 for 34.3. As General Jake's had an issue coming out onto the back straight, and he was facing across the track there, so God knows what's happened to the McLaren driver.
It's kicking in. It's kicking in already.
Midfield Maestro's invalidated on his first run. We got Yorkie that's coming to the back straight. I think it is going to be York. Is it Phenom or Yorkie? I think it's Phenom's going to be next across the line, so we'll run on board the Haas driver and see what he can do. Coming, oh no, he's got no DRS.
Oh, Mr. Longfirst is giving me my truth. If you could choose any track other than Spa to have got your, well, my maiden FPRL win, what would it be and why? That is an extremely good question. I'm going to go with Silverstone, and because it's my home track. Obviously, we're from England, aren't we? It's always good to win. I've never actually won a league race at Silverstone, so yeah, it's definitely one that wants to be ticked off. Imagine winning. Carrie will have to keep imagine winning.
Gary has just been violated.
As TJ would say, there's been a murder. Gary will be listening as well and be going, damn you! Seddon goes to a 33.6.
Hello, Snedden. Welcome to the Circuit of the Americas, lad. That's a pretty reasonable time now, but obviously we still got quicker in Q1 from some of the drivers, so Steve Snell's got everything else left on the table there, but imagine he's safe for that 33.6 now.
David goes, Silverstone wins, David 1, Colin 0. Can't beat Sir Longfirst sometimes. Got to accept that you're a better driver at Silverstone than me. Hirsch says, if he speaks, he's in big trouble. He was on new set of tyres. Oh.
It's a decent time on new set, that is. As I am on board with the progress I have behind us, watching coming through sector 1 now. And going very nicely on by side, dropping to 6th and 5th very representatively. A 25.5 through sector 1. Purple sector 1 it's showing. Coming through this tricky sector where you can invalidate his Collinson spin it, but the Red Bull driver doing a very good job there. Picking his braking point out roundabout now. Hitting the apex very nice. Oh, actually runs over the apex there. Actually, don't see many drivers doing that, but he still kept it going. And it's all the way down and put to the floor, all the way down to this back straight where he'll pick his braking point out to about the 60-70 metre foot point. Does so very nicely, abusing that corner there where the track limits are so broken it's untrue. A 103.1 from our Red Bull driver for sector 2. This is looking very punchy indeed. Couple of corners left to navigate, coming on this horseshoe, and we'll see if the rear sticks with the Red Bull driver. And it's looking very planted indeed. Foot all the way to the floor. Picking out his braking point. Doesn't run as wide as we've seen drivers do, but still keeping track limits. Last corner now. avoids the curb on the exit. A 1:33.8. I was certain Red Bull driver was going to smash the top there.
Yeah, I'm quite shocked. I thought he might have, but I don't know if he's unused. We'll find out, I'm sure. But yeah, if he's unused, that's incredible time.
Yep, definitely. I'm trying to see who's next on the lap. Phenom's invalidated, so he's pushing again. Tiddlewind sat in the
Nigel
pits.
doesn't think that. Nigel doesn't think the handling's bad, by the way. Sorry to interrupt.
He doesn't think the handling's bad in this game. It's the fact the balance just gets lap on not got oversteer to understeer.
I'm sorry, but this man frauded saying Bernardo Silva isn't good at football.
Ah, okay.
He doesn't know ball.
As
Had to get that one in.
Pines has done what General Jake did on the back straight, drops it. Not as dramatic as General Jake, but drivers having some traction issues there. Very strange traction issues there, isn't it, Colin, to be honest?
No, that is one that will be an issue for drivers. But the fact is, you get like 8% wear after a lap is General Jake goes to the top. But yeah, you come out on about 8 or 9% after a lap, so the softs are like dead. I tried a double push last night after having like a cool down lap, and it was just like, yeah, the tyres are done.
Not ideal in the slightest. Yeah. As we have got Phenom who's coming around the horseshoe now, and we'll see what a Haas driver can do as he tries to get a clean lap in. Keeps it off track limits, 1 corner to go. Looking very clean indeed. Puts himself P3 for 1:33.8, and you imagine he's safe at that time at this moment.
Yeah, you would at the minute, but I don't know. I don't think that's safe, you know. I really don't think that's safe.
That's interesting indeed.
Because I think a lot of these drivers are going to improve by about 7 or 8 tenths, at least. So yeah, it's going to be crazy to see. Because I see Hersh improving. Legends is... I don't know what he's doing.
Oh! Grounds is just at the moment coming... As Snedden dropped it on Chocolate, I think Snedden's retired in the pit. But Ground just at the moment coming through the onto the straight, and Junior Vane had to take evasive action, luckily on his out lap. But that could have been a DNF for both drivers there.
Yeah, it's just yeah, it's a hard one. As we had Mag User last night getting a 5th-place grid drop for an incident with Ads. Somehow Ads kept going. That is the Williams driver. Yeah, he somehow kept going and not getting a penalty. Groundsy had a little bit of an issue, but yeah, it's very hard, this track. There's like literally next to no brake, next to no traction, and I wonder if Groundsy's going to be done. Or can he get back out? I think he might be able to get back out, but it just shows how hard this track is. It's Yorkie, he's nearly 8 tenths up. But some good laps going in, I believe.
Yep, we're on board with the Aston Martin driver now. As we've seen coming through the horseshoe corner and really push track limits as much as other people have. Keeps it well within track limits there. Actually, he's probably got some left on the table indeed. Coming round the final corner now, a 33.8, and going to be very tasty indeed. As
Groundsy's still in the pits. He's leaving this very, very tight. Or has he just admitted defeat? We've had a subscription with Prime from the Scotsman. Both Alpines out in Q1. Well, Law had to serve a qualifying ban and Nigel Piggle crashed. As I tell you now, Groundsy's only just come out the pit lane.
rounds, he's potentially not going to make it round then. No way he makes it round, actually.
He's got 4 seconds, I think, to make it.
Junior Vane's coming around the line now, so we see what the Red Bull driver can do here. Pops himself into P2 with 33.5. That's a lot better from the Red Bull driver there indeed. Diamond Douche. Seth is about to go on his lap. I think we've got Hirsch is starting his lap, so it's going to be Legends who's coming around the corner now. See what the Haas driver can do here. 33.5. Pops himself into P2 now, and I can't, these times are tumbling. Tiddlewink is validated, so he's going again. Groundsy pushing to get himself around, and Silverside Boy sitting in P10 for 34.3. I think the Williams driver is out at this point. Is he going to wind up for another lap? And no, he is going into the pit, so he's potentially out of Q2.
I don't know how long's left. Need that yellow flag to go away from Tiddlewink. 11 seconds, Brownsy's done it. Brownsy's done it. He's made the line. Just. How the pressure is on.
Indeed.
The pressure is on for the championship leader here.
So we'll jump, we'll see who's coming across. Pines comes across the line now with 33.5, puts himself P4. Midfield Maestro out, who we've retired. Well, we're sat in the pits. We've got Diamond Douche now, who was just under 3 temps up, coming through the final set of corners. Now, assuming he keeps it clean, he'll see himself through to Q3 here. Final corner navigating, DRS wide open, pops himself into P4 for 33.9. That pushes Silverside Boy out of Q3. Hirsch coming around the final corner now. Pops himself into P9 for 33.8. Diamond Douche now at risk. And all eyes turns the attention of Groundsy as Tiddlewink has him validated, unable to set a lap. And no pressure to the man on screen now, but he needs to provide the lap this time round. Coming through sector 2, and he's 5 temps up on his time. Still needs to find a little bit of time through sector 3 here. But assuming he does, I imagine he'll make it through. Coming through Horseshoe Corner now, foot to the floor. Lifts ever so slightly.
This is the make or break corner, and he does it perfectly. That is the make or break corner with no line.
Yep.
To make you laps.
Oh!
No, that cost him.
And he just misses out. That's little square off the final corner, potentially cost him going through to Q3 there. No doubt Grounds would be happy with that though.
Yeah, around COTA you can make places up, but you've also got to watch that turn 1, lap 1 corner. As found out last night in Tier 1. It can get a little bit spicy. But yeah, a good effort from the championship leader, I'd say.
Yep, definitely. Diamond was straight in saying he wanted to beat him there. Larger people saying that squirt didn't cost him 2 times. It might not have done, but we'll never know.
Yes, I thought it would cost him a little bit going onto the straight. Top 10 covered by 4 temps. Yeah, it's insane. This tier is by far one of the closest. Both Red Bulls separated by 4 thousandths of a second. Is that correct?
100,000. It's about 1,000. 100.
I would say. But yeah, the top 5 is ridiculous.
Yeah,
all 3 of them.
Indeed, as any Q2 lost Tiddlewink, who couldn't set a lap save his life. Midfield Maestro, Silverside Boy, and our championship leader Groundsy. And as you've rightly pointed out, Colin, the top 5 are extremely close, but the top 10, wow. I mean, what a show Tier 2.
Well, if you want to put your poll predictions in, please do, because I don't know where this is going.
Yeah.
Personally. So if anybody has, or if we're getting a poll for Paul, I don't know. But yeah, it's insane.
Mr. Lolface
But-
is around, so if he would put a poll for poll up, I mean, any of
Yeah.
them top 5 could get it from the looks of Q2.
As I think, did Pickle ask for a truth or dare? I think I missed it, but I don't know if he did because my phone died.
Oh, did he?
That's why. Yeah.
Oh yeah, truth
So
or
if you
dare,
did,
Colin, yeah.
Oh. Oh, me again! There is another commentator here, you know. I'm going truth because I don't trust Pickle as far as I can throw him. Sorry, Pickle, but it's the truth. So yeah, truth.
As we've got 4 drivers up, we've got Shadows, General Jake, Hirsch and Jimmy Bain all coming out early. I wonder if these guys will save themselves 2 sets of fresh tyres, as no doubt they will need him here. As your truth, Colin, is, do you think General Snake is a changed man?
Yes, we do. Yes, we do. 110%. That is the man. Under pressure. He's boasted last week that he's got potential to win / he's gonna win. So he's put himself under pressure immediately. And he's also in the championship fight / battling Shadows and Pines. So yeah, it'll be interesting for him. It's a big night for the Snake, I believe. To make or break.
And there we have it, ladies and gentlemen. General Jake 722 has once again been confirmed as a changed man. At this time, I can only think what is going through his mind, as there is a poll for poll up, and I haven't seen who's in it just yet, so let's have a quick look. Yep, so we got a top 5 from Q2: General Jake, IFC Pines, Junior Vane, Legends and Snedden. And Legends is currently leading the vote with 2, and Pines has got 1 to his name.
Now Pines has 2. I'm going to back Pines.
As we've got our first lap underway here, Shadows coming through. I haven't even got anything up here. This is so fraudulent of me. As Shadows does a 25.5 through sector 1. Well, lucky he ran a bit wide there for that tight section sector 2 there, but we'll see what he can do now as he picks his braking point out. Looking very clean there, cuts the curve very nicely, avoids the curb on the exit. Very smart there from Shadows indeed, and it's all about just keeping as straight as you can to not screw up speed off. Pick his braking point out about the 50, 60 metre point. Absolutely abuses that corner. Shadows knows how much you can push that corner there. It's a 102.8 for the Aston Martin driver through sector 2. And we'll see what he can produce coming through his final set of corners. Foot planted to the floor as he comes through the horseshoe. Rear looking very stable as it has been throughout quality for the Aston Martin driver. And we'll see how much he pushes the track limits here. Not as bad as we've seen some drivers do. Coming through the final corner. And our first time on the board is at 1:35.5. General Jake's going to follow this though. 1:33.3.
Disgusting. Absolute disgusting times.
Juvane only puts in a 33.6 at the moment. Pines out of sync is just starting his lap. I think we've got Diamond Douche who's coming across the line now. So we'll see what the AlphaTauri driver can do here. 34.8, so that's got to be a scrub set from the AlphaTauri driver. As
Snedden's just come along.
Yeah, Hirsch is jumping into the pit, so he won't finish his lap off. Legends on his lap, so the jump on board of Pines, who we know was just starting his lap for 25.5 for Red Bull driver, coming through sector 1. Coming for his tricky sector 2 here, as we keep mentioning, where you can hit track limits and spin it, but looking very stable from the Red Bull driver. Coming into the back straight now, where we've seen Pines drop it once already, so he'll be wanting to try and keep as cautious as possible, as he does, but very tentative on the throttle indeed, which obviously signals he hasn't got the stability in the car he wants. But anyway, coming down to the back straight now, up to the corner now. Doesn't cuts the corner, but not as bad as we've seen other drivers do. A 103.2 coming through sector 2. I believe he's matching roughly where Shadows was at this point. So I'm expecting to be at 133.5 points, if not quicker, depends how he does these last set of corners. Doesn't push too wide down the curbs. Coming around the final corner. And he's lost time somewhere.
That's a used set of tyres then, in my opinion. But I think Paul, if they're putting about Paul in the chat, I think somebody's hitting the 32. I think a 32.9 for one of these drivers. That is my guess. As we say, apologies for Phenom in the pole for Paul, because he didn't make it for his home race, but he can win it again. He can win it again, like last season. As rumour has it that a certain Williams driver is claiming that somebody should be up to Tier 1. He's crying. Rumour has it.
Sounds like a skill issue to me personally, but we'll move on from that
agree.
one as quick as we can. As Legends puts himself in that pole position now, outdoing General Snake by 5 thousandths a second. Once again showing just a minimal of mistake is going to cost someone pole here, as I believe Hirsch had an issue and just backed off a little bit.
Julie Hirsch just had an issue, I think. At the double right-hander, he's just gone off. So I just seen it, yeah, he snapped, as it does with used tyres.
Yep, as Pines is jumping into the pits now. Phenom is the one that's going to be out here, so we'll jump on board the Haas driver here as he's coming down the back straight and seeing that lovely sun beaming into his eyes. So off-putting for a driver, especially coming down here when you wanted to concentrate on your braking points. But does that very perfectly well. Doesn't cut the corners we've seen other drivers do. 102.8 in sector 2 there, purple sector. Obviously this time we don't know if that's a personal purple or whether that's an overall purple, as this game is a bit fraudulent in that way. Anyway, coming down the horseshoe now, and foot to the floor, no lift needed for the Haas driver, and that is looking very stable indeed. Pushing the track limits a little bit there, not as wide we've seen some people do, but coming for the final corner now, and we'll see what the Haas driver can do here. A 133.5 puts himself into provisional P3.
Very, very good lap from the Hassies. The Hassies are 1 and 3 at their home race. Well, the double header. We pack up and go to Miami next week for a sprint event. Interesting track to say the least. But yeah, this is going to be wide open. Head should be really sorting that out. Rumour has it there's been some beef in the Tier 2 chat. Oh.
Yeah, I'm just looking at that now. And yeah.
Oh dear.
It's just handbags. It's just a few handbags, that's all.
Do we know what teams?
Between the most rival team in the past couple of seasons of the Red Bull and Mercedes.
Oh yeah.
It's almost like a Max Verstappen, Lewis Hamilton situation, some would say.
Oh dear.
Hopefully, Toto Wolff doesn't smash a set of headphones.
Fingers crossed. Or Gunter doesn't. If it was a Haas, Gunter doesn't smash the door or get his door smashed. That's it, it's that. But yeah, as Phenom's done, that's all we wrote for one of the Haas drivers. Shadows is still in the pits, which is interesting. He's leaving it extremely late, unless he's not going to go out.
As we've got a bit of a squabble on track here.
I was going to say, Hirsch and Snedden are seeming to say, I want to go first. I did notice going into the back straight that Hirsch got overtaken by Snedden. So I'm wondering if Hirsch has said, no, I want the track first, and yeah, off you go. But that'll affect people for warm-up with tyres, is here we go with Hirsch.
Yep,
Good to see him in Q3, yes, we will do. And he's going to hit the black box and then slam on the anchors, turning in the second. He's second to go out of the corner, that is very interesting. Hitting this right corner, which really isn't a corner. He's into 7th, he hits a little bit of curb he wants to take. Not too much though, because he can take the car and spin it off, as he nearly just did then. In fact, the 25-6 is here we go into his turn 8 and turn 9. Tricky set of corners to match. Down the hill we go into the heavy braking before straight. All about getting the traction is key here. And some people use the curbs to try and rotate the car a little bit more, which he did. Obviously you see the lovely sun, as he's mentioned, which is fantastic from this game. But down into about 100, just before the 100 metre board, turn left. Didn't cut as much the other drivers, but this is a 1:03.5. So we're looking at a 33 maybe, as he's which can happen.
Yeah.
When you're giving it full beans.
And that's unfortunate from the FPRL driver who I'd say at this point won't get a time on the board. 8 seconds of he's not going to get back down. That's unfortunate from Hirsch, who showed some great pace in qualifying. But we have got Snedden coming on the final corner now. Can he put himself on provisional pole? Only puts himself provisional P3, followed by General Snake. What can he do? Puts himself on provisional pole. A 1:33 flat, well, just below 1:33.1. And can anyone do anything to beat that? As we've got, is it Yorkie? Yorkie will be next on the track. He's showing us 6 temps up through sector 2. So he's looking into the 33s. Depends how he does sector 3 here, sorry. So we'll see what the Aston Martin driver can do. Coming on the final set of corners. And puts himself in P4 for 1:33.5. Found some fantastic time there.
Legends spun. Last corner.
Legends.
And he's going to reverse back and bang into the wall. I think Haas will be doing a rear wing damage repair before the end. Julian Vane goes second for 1:33.1.
As we've got Shadows coming round the final set of corners now. Can he do anything to put himself into the top 3? Coming around the final corner now. Puts himself P4 for 33.3. And Pines, I don't think he gets pole there.
No, he didn't.
Pines is third. The General Snake, who that vicious rumours about like he is going to go to P1, puts himself onto pole position, followed very closely by Junior Vane in P2. IFC Pine squeezes way to P3, Legends P4, Shadows P5, Snedden P6, Yorkie P7, Phenom P8, Diamond Douche P9, and unfortunately for Thrive, Hirsch, who is probably one of the most unluckiest drivers this season, couldn't set a lap and spun it on his only push lap, puts himself in P10.
Yeah, unlucky for Hirsch, but he's in the points at the minute and he can fight from there for definite. It's not as if he's trying to get from the back of the grid up. But yeah, very good lap from General Jake. To put that into context, that's 3 temps off Tier 1 pole as well, to add to the rumours. We'll add a bit of fire in there, but yeah, 3 temps off he was there. So that's an insane lap from the driver, which you have to agree. But yeah, the Red Bulls both behind him. Could teamwork come into play here? That is the question, TJ. Could teamwork come into play?
I think potentially, maybe. It's I mean the top 10. I know the Q3 times didn't show it then. I think perhaps there was issues with people pushing a bit too hard. But what we saw from Q2, where the top 10 was separated by 4 tenths, I think anything can happen in this race. And it's all going to come down to strategies, I think. And as you say, perhaps a bit of team playing. Will anyone try to hold their one up? Either
Time
way,
penalties.
time penalties, yeah. Obviously, Sector 1, track limits, it can be a nightmare here. It's definitely anyone's to play for. And I think we could be in for a really good race. We will reiterate that General Jake 722 is a changed man. And it would be a shame if he got rustled by someone into turn 1.
Oh, that's a good question from Cruiser. In the little break, what would be the one racetrack you would want to attend for the rest of your life, all expenses paid for?
Ooh.
Oh. I don't know, that's a hard one, that. That is a really hard question.
You see, the likes of maybe Miami or Vegas pop on my head. Not only, well, I mean, we don't know how Vegas is, but if its expenses all paid for, Vegas with unlimited money could be an absolute howler.
That could be massive, massive disaster. It could be interesting, but Monaco's up there. If you're going away from F1, you could say the Indy 500, because that's a big event. I don't know.
It's in Monaco.
You could also say Silverstone, because it's your home Grand Prix. So you'd be going to your home Grand Prix every year. But I don't know. Hey, what happens in Vegas stays in Vegas and all that. Le Mans is a good one as well.
I personally wouldn't say Monaco. As much as it's a nice place to go, the racing would be boring.
Don't like Silverstone and then British. Silverstone's a great track in my opinion. Spa's another one that would be up there.
Yeah.
Oh, God. I don't know. Nigel said Imola because he wants to go thingy, which I don't think is appropriate at this time. So we will ignore that one. But I'm not a racing fan if you choose Monaco. I know Spa won't be on the calendar, Nigel. Don't upset me. We've got to make a decision, TJ.
I mean, it's such a hard one.
I'll go with Miami, not because of the track, just because of the event in general. The event looks like kind of a carnival atmosphere, and there's a lot of things to do. So there we go. I'll go with Miami.
I'll stick with Vegas only because unlimited money Vegas. It would be an absolute howler thing. And it's probably going to be one of the most expensive Grand Prix on the calendar as well.
Yes.
And anyway, moving on from that, our drivers are now on their formation lap and bringing the tyres onto screen now. Very one-sided indeed. Most drivers deciding they want to start on the medium tyres, other than Law, Horizon 40, Jaffmaster Flash, Nigel Piggle, Tiddlewink, Midfield Maestro, and Snedden. That's interesting. Snedden is the only one to go to hards in the top 10. Do you think that'll play into his favour? Or do you think that's a mistake?
Well, this is going to be tricky now, because if most people did the hards like they did last night, you could do medium, like we saw Millsy do. And I was planning to do, unfortunately, before I got murdered by a certain driver stood in the middle of the track at the same place as last season. Interesting. But, yeah. Basically, if there's an early safety car, which some of these must be expecting, you can go to the hards and go to the end. quite easily done. But a lot of these guys at the back, I do not blame going for the hard. I really don't. It's a sensible option, but yeah, if there's some interest, like I said, sorry, I was distracted by a certain person saying somebody's lagging. Somebody's trying to get his excuses out because he's behind him.
Yeah, I've seen that, and I haven't seen Gramsy lag once, so he's host. It's a host scale issue.
And your host advantage will get you past him anyway. But yeah, it's an interesting one. Oh, I just seen Maestro tag them like a Silverside boy.
No!
Oh dear, Gary's gonna have freezing cold toes. Did you catch that on Zoom?
I caught that, yeah.
Tier 2 stewards are gonna love that. Because that will get submitted 110%.
I shouldn't laugh when Gary on cold time is going to absolutely bottle that host advantage now.
But yeah, as we get away, I'll let you lead us away.
Fishstick saying the tyres will still be warm. I thought they went cold if they got disqualified.
I thought they did go. Who said that? Fishsticks?
Fishsticks, yeah.
No, they go cold in my opinion.
The 5 lights there, Gary's host advantage is absolutely disgusting, and we caught that as there was a car, and that's the Marty driver, looks like he's lagging there. Gary all the way up. Oh, that's a clean turn 1 though, isn't it? Thereabouts.
I would argue the Williams driver of Silverside Boy might have took damage there off the back of the Haas. He did absolutely smash into him, but at the minute, I don't know if he has got damage, if he looks to be struggling. I reckon he has, you know.
I think he's lost an end plate actually, yeah.
Yeah.
And I think he's just caused an accident for Monkey Boy there, potentially.
Times in your feet. Snedden's actually gained places on the Haas. That's an extremely good start for the Williams driver. If the safety car doesn't come out, if it comes out lap 14 or 13, that's the earliest I reckon he'll get away with it. So that's all he has to pray for now.
Yep, definitely. As Diamond shadows it all over each other. Come through sector 3, his shadows getting advantage, but will Diamond just try the... Yeah, Diamond just going to try the move here. Push his shadows a little bit there, to be honest, but I think that was clean but hard racing. Shadows take that to back up quite a bit there. Now under pressure from Phenom. All action on the first lap.
It is indeed, yeah. And it's pretty much a DRS training. Welcome aboard to the General Snake DRS training. Silverside Boys in the pit.
Yeah, that's absolutely fortunate from the Williams driver there, who's got a long race ahead of him for sure. But as long as he keeps his head down and clean, a safety car would bring him back into this for certain. As the closest battle we've probably got is between Diamond, Shallows and Phenom currently.
This train's awful to drive in, all the dirty air.
Yeah,
and you got to watch your tyres around here.
Shadows is getting a good exit free through the tricky section, sector 2. Pulls outside, doesn't think it's better, try and get a move done. He's going to try from the back straight, but Phenom's like the back of Shadows here as well. And they're just sitting in that DRS train that you've mentioned.
Yeah.
Without DRS.
This is what it'll be like as we've seen Law get past into a Maestro. Good start for Law as well. Obviously had to serve qualifying ban, which was from a while back, I believe. But he says he likes the track, I believe, when I saw it in Tier 1 last night. So yeah, up 5 places already. Great start from the Alpine.
Yeah, fantastic from the Law there. And it's yeah, it's settled down from that first lap shenanigans, let's say. and no doubt it'll pick back up as DRS gets will be enabled this lap. General Jake obviously setting the quickest lap and just about pulling that 1 second gap through the Junior Vane, which could be very crucial coming down onto the back straight.
This is indeed. If he can get Junior Vane out the thingy, it'll help his race. And Junior will be pushing to make sure that he keeps in that 1 second mark. His legends will be on him. But Snedden keeping in that DRS will be very crucial on them hards. It's going to be, pardon the pun, but it's going to be hard for him.
Yep, definitely.
Not at the best.
Yep, as yeah, Pines looks for a cheeky little move there, but side by against it. Comes to back straight now, and we've. Ooh, I think there's been. I think Yorkie Shadow's gone a bit wide there, but we'll continue on board with Pines, and he's going to pull up to the side. Yeah, he gets to move on before the corner. Snedden perhaps backed that out and didn't want to fight too much, probably knowing that this isn't his battle at the moment.
Yes, indeed. It's just about sticking with people. As we saw, I just saw Shadows get overtaken by Phenom. I wonder if Shadows went wide.
Yeah, there was definitely Aston Martin that went wide. I just couldn't tell which one it was.
I reckon it was Shadows. He lost the place from it.
Yep.
But yeah.
As I will take. I'm going to be boring here, David, so I'll take the truth. As much as I trust you, the truth sounds good. As yeah, well, I'll try to keep an eye on the chat here, but also what's happening on track. Phenom all over the back of Diamond Douche here, lining himself up for another move on this back straight, I imagine. Diamond Douche just about to keep himself in range of DRS, of LWS Yorkie, which will no doubt play crucial to keeping Phenom behind, as we've had a spinner, an accident. I think that's...
Stunt. And he just took his front wheel.
Very nicely done by the Mercedes driver there. As we've got that DRS trade in play, ladies and gentlemen. All aboard. And no one can make a move.
Very, very good start, isn't it? Obviously the DRS train, it's going to be hard for people to make a move. But I noticed like Monkey Boy Kurt was like 1.3 seconds off. Now he's only like 1 second. So yeah, people can definitely stay with each other, which is good. But yeah, it's just about surviving.
Yep.
Trying not getting many pens.
Is that Nigel Piggle? Oh, it's Law. Oh, what a shame. Absolute shame the Alpine's driving now, but you know, he's on them hard tyres, so he's keeping the head down, going to back into play. But yeah, there is a train behind Pines here, and the only person this is actually benefiting is Snedden on hard tyres.
Yeah, I have to. Yorkie's slightly out of it as well.
Oh, Monkey Boy Kurt picks himself a time penalty off. Not ideal from the Alfa Romeo driver there. If you could watch one F1 race again for the first time, what would it be? Oh God.
That is an extremely good question from the Lolthus. Can I ask?
See, I want to pick one from my childhood, but I couldn't tell you which one it is because I can't remember childhood much. But it would be with a race where I would go around my grandparents' house and sit down with my granddad and watch an F1 race, and I would do anything for that to happen again. I do miss my granddad very muchly, and I would do anything to have to be able to watch an F1 race with him again.
Yeah, that's obviously unfortunate for you, TJ, but yeah. Very good answer.
I know I haven't given an actual race.
Very good answer.
But yeah,
In my eyes.
It's something I would do over again for definite. You know, just to spend time with him again.
Yeah.
But yeah, anyway, we've got a race that we need to concentrate on. As you mentioned previously, Yorkie has dropped miles. I won't say miles. He's dropped off the back of Pines and now has become the DRS train leader. Snaring him a hard ties, as I mentioned, is just helping him to stay in contention here. And it's helped him out when the second stint does happen, that he's going to have an absolute belt on them fresh medium potentially. But yeah, it's the nature of this track that this DRS train is happening. Because surely with the power of the DRS in the back straight, you would have imagined we could have got some overtaking. Do you think it's the traction handling model coming into play that people just can't get the power down quick enough?
Potentially, but it's hard coming out of the back thingy because everybody's got DRS and then everybody puts the button on and you're just matching each other. So you need a pretty good tyre delta, I think, to try and get the move. But that's what Sneddon will get. And I do think if this becomes a no safety car event, if it does, that's not me cursing it. But if it does, then I think it's all game on to the Williams man. I know he's not in the lead at the minute, but if he can keep somewhere close, then yeah. People need to say VRS as well, probably, in the train.
Oh, I think Phenom's just had an issue. Potential's gone the back of, almost gone the back of Diamond Juice, which is allowed shadows in here. I wonder if there's a plate key coming down this back straight. What's shadows? They both match each other in ERS levels, so both of them are blasting it now. And I think Phenom might have just got away from whatever mistake he made there. And the DRS train continues as is.
As Junior Vane is catching. But yeah, it's a hard track. It's a really, really tough track, this. Just, for me, I couldn't get anything to wear where I thought I was indecent. As Jaff Master Flash makes a move on Verizon 40. But yeah, I just couldn't get anything to wear setup wise at all. Sash my skill of this track as well. It's a hard track to nail. I'm struggling with some of these tracks because it's hard to think it as Verizon 40 pits. Must have wing damage.
Yeah, got me for that early pit stop. So we're just going to see what he's doing quickly.
No, it's a straight swap for the medium. He's going to go 20. Well, if he's trying to go to the end, it's not going to work. As Nigel Pickle picked up a 3 second. Because we saw, as if Cruz is still in the chat, he was commentating it, but Rob Kelly went 18 laps, and by the end of it, he got caught. And his traction was horrific.
Yes. I remember watching on the stream and he almost got himself taken out because of the lack of traction he had from the corners.
By his own team.
As this DRS train is just sticking. LWS Yorkie, our train conductor for tonight, ladies and gentlemen, is currently holding up a further 6 cars behind him. And no one can do anything. And as we stated, the only guy that's benefiting is Sned on them hard tyres.
If I look for a gap to leader, he's only 6.8 seconds off the leader on the worst tyre.
Yep.
And the fact that we're getting closer and closer to lap 12 to 13, where it wouldn't be the worst option, it'd be early, but it wouldn't be the worst option to put the mediums on. going to be all game
As
if you've got an issue
we-
sector 2.
Is that Tiddlewink? After Tiddlewink. But yeah, I wish we could bring a bit more action to our viewers, to be honest. But as Yorkie picked himself a time penalty, not ideal to the lead of our DRS train for tonight. But pretty pivotal later in the stages. Potentially dropping off to put out the points if this train does continue on for that long.
Yeah, people could catch up. It's just how it works. But yeah, I've just had a little look at the warnings. As Legends has made a mistake.
Yes, he has.
That's interesting. But Legends has got one warning, Junior Invader's got one warning, and Snake hasn't got any warnings yet.
I'm not surprised if he's sweating practice.
Yeah, he is a very sweaty man when it comes to league racing. He really wants this championship. He still believes that he can do it, which fair play to the man.
Yep,
He's
definitely.
rounding out the points at the minute. I think that helps his case though.
Yeah,
That'll
it
mean
does.
it's a 13 point gap, won't it? Going into Miami.
Yes, I think. So yeah, if it stays the way it is, General Jake definitely could be challenging for that championship, which would be absolute heartbreak for Groundsy, to be honest. But we'll cross that bridge as we get there at the end of the race if General Jake can keep this up. More gaps are beginning to appear. Diamond Douche is now dropped off the back of Snedden, and I do wonder if these medium tyres that I think they do. I know you said about 18 laps for mediums yesterday, but within the next 2 to 3 laps.
Yeah, two laps maximum, I would say. Lap 12. If anybody wants to come in for a juicy undercut, if they think it's viable, you're coming in next lap, in my opinion.
Yeah, as General Jake's had an issue.
No, he's been overtaken by Junior Vane. And then Junior Vane's overtaken him, but kept his nose in.
Yep, so these medium tyres are beginning to fall off the cliff. Legends is pulling himself back into it. Pines is pulling himself back into this top five, the top 4 fights as well. Snedden's got past Yorkie finally. And yeah, it certainly looks like the medium tyre runners are beginning to suffer pretty badly here on lap 10. And will anyone risk perhaps the early pit as Phenom has taken the risk here and is going to come for a juicy undercut?
Oh, I'm sorry, Hash. I didn't see your invite, but I see you back in. Sorry.
I didn't even see him leave.
I didn't see him leave either. That's what I mean. But it's alright, he hasn't lost too much. Maybe a second. But yeah, we're pretty much waiting for it to kick off, but it hasn't kicked off. It's been very clean from Tier 2 tonight. After getting a little bit of telling off from the head steward a couple of races ago. I think they've been doing it as Junior Vane. Is he looking for the move? He is.
Have a look. Let's jump on board Junior Vane. And he is indeed. He's going to try outbreak General Jake. Does outbreak him. Jake tries to switch back but can't pull it off this time. And Junior Vane takes the lead of the United States Grand Prix. How crucial will that play? And will General Jake consider perhaps doing an early pit stop now?
Interesting. I'm sure we'll find out within the next 2 corners. But yeah, this is helping Snedden. The more these guys battle, the more I hope Snedden is. Nobody's gone for it.
Pines has jumped in the pits.
Oh.
So he fancies the potential undercut here as well. The massive undercut. Yep, so some of these medium runners now have called it quits and want to get rid of these medium tyres. Aston Martin double stack here as Yorkie's come in, and yet Shadows has been held off. Absolute nightmare from the Aston Martin
also
team.
held up Diamond.
Oh no!
Diamond was the car behind. So, because I believe in FPRL we don't have the esports thing on, where
Unsafe
drivers can
pit release.
Unsafe release.
Yeah. A massive F from Diamond Douche there. Aston Martin absolutely playing a blinder for double stack to hold up the AlphaTauri driver. And now, potentially, we could see a little bit of action. And we'll see how much these guys that pitted. You must say early, how much advantage they'll gain over these guys that are staying out on the removing tyres.
It's Pines is now. The problem is, in Tier 1 last night you had a gap, to pit.
Yeah.
Here you don't really have a gap.
Oh, someone's...
Monkey Boy car. But Pines hopefully needs to clear. The problem is, Pines is going to get stuck behind Jaff, who's back with Law. Because Monkey Boy's probably going to pit, and so is Lexus, but you're going to have a hard train that you've got to try and get through. They should get through it, but it's not going to be the best.
Yep, Browns jumps in the pits now, the next medium runner. Monkey Boy decides he wants to stay out, so he's got Law behind him on the hard tyre. But there is a bit of a train here, and as you say, this isn't going to hold Pines out as he's got the traction over Jaff there. But this isn't ideal from the Red Bull driver at all. He doesn't need these 4 cars ahead of him fighting each other. He just needs that clear track to try and pull a gap for when Junior Vane and General Jake decide they want to pit. As Midfield Maestro's As Midfield Maestro!
Wow.
What is that for the Mercedes driver?
Oh my god, drive through for Pines. Severe collision. Oh wow, that's a big crash, and that's the safety car which is going to bring Snedden and mediums into play, but that is unfortunate for Pines, man.
Yeah, I mean,
he was a sitting duck, so he couldn't avoid Yorkie. That drive through is harsh in my opinion.
Yeah, that driving should never have been given, but there will definitely be question marks raised between Midfield Maestro and Pines after that little bit of handbags in qualifying.
Oh, never. What Monday was it? No.
Oh, yeah,
that's just going to spice it up. Where's Cruz? That has saved everybody like Gary, correct? And that has actually worked out for Silverside Boy. He can just go on a set of mediums as soon as he catches a safety car, which I would wait another lap if I was him, if you can hear me.
Yep, so as our top guys do pit, as you mentioned.
No. 5 seconds speed with the pits of the safety car.
I can only feel for Pines here.
Yeah, that's... I can't lie, that's brutal. League racing is very, very brutal, but that's a low blow. Has Law's gone to the softs?
Oh, that's got to be a mistake. Surely we'll see the Alpine driver back in the pits to pit a medium tyre?
Yeah, but I wonder why I think... Alexa, here's my nearest. Oh, Yorkie, are you okay? That's the major question. He needs a hospital, TJ, in the United States. The Yorkshireman's not okay. Oh, Yorkie, I feel for you, man. You're running a good race. But, yeah, that front left end of that car needs repairing ASAP. Aston Martin's got a huge bill going to Miami.
Yep, I'm jumping on the team radios here, and the question has been raised of Pines on the Mercedes driver of what was he doing, because that was dangerous. We did see the Mercedes driver go off track and Well, yeah.
Yeah, I think the stewarding team in FPRL Tier 2 will be getting a little knock on the door. And that's to review that. I believe that'll probably get sent in.
Yeah,
But
I'd be surprised if it wasn't sent in for certain, because that has pretty much just ruined Pines' chance of potential points. And not only that, he's fighting for the top 2 places as well.
It's also ruined Yorkie's race on it because he's out.
Well, yeah.
Oh, first DNF in 14 laps though as well.
Yeah, it was all nice and clean until them unfortunate events unfolded.
Yeah, it was always going to happen when people pitted though. As Junior Vane, was he ahead of Jay?
Yes, he was.
I'm going to be honest with you, as Monkey Boy's going to go save his 5 seconds. Good lad. Godspeed. But Andy's going to go back onto a set of mediums, which is the bright play.
Yes. As
It's
Laura
now-
also jumps in to put a set of mediums on as well, so that's the right place from the Alpine driver. As Monkey Boy was as fine on mediums.
His 5 seconds. That's what he's done. It's clever. Get rid of your pen. He's already got a pen, so yeah. But Nigel Pickle, what lie? Nigel Pickle could be up for some big points. Unless he's not trying to curse him, but this is generally thinking as... Yeah?
Sounds
5
like they're
seconds.
ignoring yellow flags.
Oh, here we go. Pines is up.
Oh, you are kidding.
What? Oh my god, the Alpine driver claws behind him just into the back of Pines. I wonder if Pines is trying to let people go. Not ruin the race because he's got the drive-through. I don't know, but I'm sure if you provide his race director, I'm sure the stewarding team will remove that. TJ, you're the head steward, so you'll have more indication on that. But 5 seconds usually for you ignoring yellow flags is removal unless it's something stupid,
No,
like they have actually.
It's Silverside, but it's an hashtag skill issue. I was in AI, I was having a drink. Wow. Driver skill issue. As the safety car has decided it wants to come in, so Junior Vane will begin to will begin to back the pack up. And I mean, this could be just as it was from race start, or we could see some action here because Snedden on their medium tyres, they can have a lot of pace in that Williams car now, but he needs to clear these hard runs as soon as possible.
Oh, for God's sake, have you seen what Scotsman's redeemed?
Ah,
Issue.
wow. I mean, we are underway from the safety car, so Junior Vane's leading down to turn 1. Legends looked like he was close up for a move there. Snedden has gone for a move on Legends and put himself up to P3. The traction and medium tyres are certainly paying off on the safety car restart.
Yeah, I think this is Snedden's big time now. The medium runners did not want this safety car at this point.
Yep, definitely. Nigel Piggle looking very punchy as well over the back as we've had an incident. Oh, midfield Maestro spun it, and Monkey Boy as well.
Monkey Boy's being involved, is he? Or has he just tried to avoid? Oh, Jaff Master.
Oh no.
10 seconds for track limit.
Oh.
What is this game? Man's got broken wing. Trying to keep out of every
Snedden's
day,
got
which is-
past General J.
He's huge.
Yep,
Now all
Nigel
he has to do is-
Pagel is making moves as well here. Contact between him and the Ferrari driver Hirsch. But Nigel Pagel wanted his medium size to stick. And ooh,
Well, that's interesting.
that
That's Phenom just saying, I'm diving up the inside, deal with it.
I mean, okay. Oh,
No. Nigel, what a move if he pulls this.
Oh, Nigel.
Go on, Nigel. Nigel, that'd have been on overtakes of the season. Fair play to them two, keeping that clean there, by the way, because that takes skill.
Yeah, it does. But Nigel into turn 1 does get the move redone on Phenom. And now will line himself up to loop back at Hirsch. But what a little battle that was between the two drivers. Perhaps a little bit rough, but it was clean enough, I suppose.
Borderline. But racing's racing.
And Taylor Wink gives himself a penalty.
Hines is up to 12th, but he hasn't served his drive through yet. Which he will have to serve. The only way he could probably get away with it is if safety car keeps coming out. Then he'll get a 20 seconds and then he might try and get it removed, but I don't think he will.
Yep, yeah. Snedden's going for the move on Junior Vane. Tries to outbrake the Red Bull driver into the back straight on the traction of the medium tyres. Junior Vane trying to hold it, but the superior grip on these medium tyres, and Snedden, after a bit of contact between the two drivers actually.
Junior Vane getting a free second, but if he doesn't get another warning, that might be another student investigation. There's a few student investigation going to be going on.
I think that was very unfortunate. I think it's one of the contact models again where they locked tyres, and once that happens, it's game over for the drivers, to be honest. As Pines pits, yeah, and we've got a Pines retired.
Yeah, he's give up. Well, that's unlucky as Lexus is about to come in the pits. I don't know if he's going to retire. Yeah, he's retired. It's unfortunate, but it happens.
Nigel Pagan looking for...
Oh my god. You know what? I'm happy for her. Up there in the top 5. Oh, Pines has got floor damage.
Oh.
Yes, Pines, I feel for you, because that is horrible. But yeah, you was running well today from me. I'm going to give you praise. You were doing really well. And good luck for the rest of your season.
Yeah, I do feel for Pines, because there was 3 points covering the top, second, third and fourth, and after this result, I think it's probably fair to say that Pines' title charge could potentially be over.
Yeah, I would have to agree. It's going to be needing a lot of helping hands. Let's just say that.
Yeah, and it's obviously gone for the stewards discuss, but it's come down to that one incident where the Mercedes driver went off the track, and well, we saw what the outcome was. As rounds get
swap.
Yeah, that'll be agreement from the teammates, and Diamond Douche will probably try and hold shadows up behind him now. Snedden picks himself a time penalty up, not ideal, but Junior Vane does have that penalty as well. But General Jake keeping it clean, and that could pay into the McLaren's driver's hands.
General Jake has one warning at the minute. One warning track limit, so he's got another 2 in thingy. Unlucky lad. Look, championship's never done until you're mathematically out of it. I know it's going to be made harder now, but if you went and won all the races and people slipped up, you never know.
Yep.
But yeah, you just got to keep going, man. On to Miami next. I don't know if that's a good track for you, but yeah. The fact that you had no practice and you're still up there was decent. Sorry, TJ.
Phenom's just got moved on a Hirsch. Hirsch is very punchy around here, actually. And it's a shame he's going to lose positions here, but he's got so much pace for our driver, and it's nice to see him being able to fight up here, actually. As we've had a spinner.
Horizon spun, unfortunately.
Yep, as Snedden is just trying to extend the advantage out, but he does have in the lead now 1.7 gap between him and Jimmy Vane. A 2.2 second gap to General Jake, so he needs to try and continue extending if he wants any chance of keeping that P1. But it's all sort of settling down. We've got the Irish train now.
General Jake's left the session.
Oh no, what a shame. But yeah, it's going back in as quick as we can.
I have invited him.
It looks like Legends might actually get the overtake done on General Jake's AI. Obviously, there's nothing we can do. It's as unfortunate this game. As for Horizon 40, he gets himself a time penalty for crossing the pit lane white line. Absolute fraudulent from the Ferrari driver. Yeah, here comes Legends, and General Jake's AI is going to try to defend it. Oh, is it?
Yeah, it's infested.
Oh yeah, there you go.
I have invited him. I will send him another one. He's had to restart his game by the looks of it. But yeah,
I wonder if he's had that disconnect from EA servers issue or something.
Probably, but that's put him under a bit of issues. There's a yellow flag in Sector 2, and that is Verizon. It's spun again.
Yep. Fraudulent from the other standing Ferrari driver side. But yeah, we've sort of got ourselves a bit of a
stalemate at the minute, haven't we? Nigel Piggle's gone up the inside and got a 3 second for going up. Nigel. That was just impatience there that led to Nigel's 3 second, I can't lie.
Yeah, as we've got an issue at turn 1. Silverside Boy's dropped it?
Or is Law hit him? Because Law and Silverside Boy both was off track then. So yeah, that was interesting. As I don't know if Jake's back in yet. I am going to try and... No, he's just joined now.
Yeah.
He's lost out massive.
Yeah. He's got a mountain to climb if he wants any chance of getting back to that top 3.
He was 2.2 behind the leader. He's now 6.7.
Yeah.
He's lost 4 seconds under AI, but that is just unfortunate. Some would say that might be the Changeman curse, but I can neither confirm or deny on that matter.
If we speak, we are in big trouble.
Exactly, but Legends could be on for the win in the Haas. The American car at the American track. We've not many laps to go now.
Yep. As yeah, we've just got that stalemate now. We've got a DRS. Hirsch is becoming the new train conductor of the DRS train. He is holding 5 cars behind him, all the way down to Tillwink. Yeah, we've got to that bit of a lull again, as Legends has fallen. The 3 seconds behind now leader Snedden, so he needs to have a move on if he wants to try and win this Grand Prix. At least some time penalties.
The Snake's got to watch it. His Phenom's going to overtake him.
Yeah, I'm just looking at this now. Yeah, Jake's back in the car for definite. I wonder if Jake's got damage.
Has the game given him the floor damage or something? But yeah, I can't see the Haas man not making the overtake, and then he might be vulnerable to them behind.
Yep, so we've had on board of this, as the camera angle's shocking. Yeah, Phenom's going for the move here. General Jake has got the straight line speed to hold him, but...
Oh, wow, the traction.
Wow!
Oh, bit of bumping. Jake would have the inside for this corner.
Yep. And Jake is going to try and hold it, and certainly does. But they're going to keep side by side. Phenom's backed out a little bit here, but yeah, Jake certainly looks like he's suffering for something here. Since he's got back in the car, he's losing time.
Yeah, he's got an issue, I would say. I don't think he'll be very happy in the car.
No, not at all. As we've got Nigel Piggle, who's trying to close the gap up to Legends and P3. They have a mountain to climb for the Alpine driver. And apologies, I'm going to sneeze.
But yeah, the Nigel Piggle will be benefiting from this battle behind. He's obviously 3.4 seconds at the minute, but if Nigel can improve and maybe gain another 2.5 seconds, then he'll keep his P4. He's been a fantastic drive from the Alpine. He's gained, when I get it up, he's gained 11 positions. The most gained in the race at the minute. But yeah, shows the pens, there's you, this is Scotsman.
Yeah, pens on screen now, so we've got Snedden with 3 seconds, Jimmy Vane with 3, Nigel Piggle with 6 seconds, Diamond Douche with 3, Tiddlewink with 3, Monkey Boy with 6, Silverside Boy with 5, Laura with 3, Jeff Master Flashy got that straight 10 seconds for well, being a gentleman, to be honest. And Verizon 40, who's I'm the base to forget, has picked himself up 12 seconds worth of penalties.
So at the minute, it looks like a P2 for Snedden. With Legends P1 and then Junivan P3, but Snedden will also take on fastest lap. But yeah, it just shows, doesn't it? Snedden, on his day, can fight.
Yeah, definitely. It's been a fantastic race from the Williams driver. It was a bit of an up and down season, it's fair to say, but it's nice to see him battling back up to the top. But yeah, then medium tyres probably beginning to give in, which is why we're seeing that gap come down. General Jake has pulled the gap to Phenom finally. Whatever issues he did have when he got back in the car, he's corrected and getting himself back in some sort of flow, but he isn't closing the gap on Nigel Piggle really. Once again, falling victim to maybe internet issues or game issues or something, but General Jake was on for a good point, well, potential race win. But obviously will struggle now to get himself onto that podium place, well, onto any podium place I imagine at this time.
Shadows looks like he's just sent it on Diamond. And now they're battling again. Diamond and Shadows will be battling most of this race.
Yep, as Diamond pulls in to try to get a slipstream. Wonder if he'll try and outbrake him slightly here. And Shadow's on traction and gets ahead of him.
He does indeed.
That isn't what Brownsy needs at this time. Brownsy probably need Diamond to continue trying to hold Shadows off. And then precious championship points that he'll pick up. But it's still also, we've got 2 laps left just across the line, so with a DRS train it might be big ask for Shadows, but even so, them couple of points could play big in terms of championship battle.
Yeah, 100%. Like Fish Sticks has just said in the chat, Junior Vane is closing. Will Junior Vane get the move on Snedden and gain more championship points? But
Yep,
at the minute,
definitely.
Jake's going to get 12 points at this minute. And then Brownsy's going to get 4. So it's a little gain, but I think Brownsy will be happy with this considering he's said that it's not one of his best tracks on the calendar.
Yep, definitely, as their medium tyres do like they've given up, and Junior Vane's going to fly past the I imagine, if not try again into the braking zone. Junior Vane pulls himself back into the lead of the Grand Prix and gets the move done well before the braking stones. Snedden perhaps didn't fight that too much, and perhaps he knows them tyres have finally given up. An absolute shame for Williams driver who hasn't pulled a foot wrong, to be honest. But perhaps need that safety car to be a couple laps later.
Oh, big battle, mid-pack, 7th, 8th, 9th, 10th, 11th. As
wow.
Fortune tires and pits. But look at this, this is an absolute battle for Groundsy. As Diamond Douchey's picked up 3 seconds as well, which I didn't notice. Damn my redemption.
They tried to redeem something they can't.
Oh.
But yeah, it's looking very spicy here between, or from 7th down to 11th, really. Or 7th down to 9th, because 10th, 11th, 10th and 11th have got time penalties, so yeah, Brownsy fighting for his life just to make sure he picks up these precious championship points.
Junior Vane seems to be pulling away from Snedden now, so I wonder if Legends is going to make the move on the Williams driver as well.
Yep, the Haas driver doesn't have any ERS, his ERS levels are low, so that could play a factor here, but he has got DRS. He's going to try and get it done in the braking zone. Does cleanly. Then once again, not putting up much of a fight there. And yeah,
Snedden didn't open his DRS there either. I'm sure he had the button to open it, but he didn't bother. Brownsy again. They're battling like mad, Hirsch. He's putting up a fight. He's wanting this 7th place, Hirsch, and he's not going down without a fight.
no, it's nice to see. It is nice to see that Hirsch is putting a battle up here. Yeah, it is a bit of a pack back here, as General Jake is closing the gap to Nigel Piggle now, as we've got a spinner in Monkey Boy.
It's not been a good year for good season for the Alfa Romeo crew.
No, not at all. Which is it's a shame, but we are going to end game, ladies and gentlemen, and hopefully F1 23 will prove to be a lot better than this woeful game.
We've had bright reviews from the public who have been playing the recent theatres, as Nigel Piggle gets another time penalty that puts him up to 9 seconds. That will cost him potentially Well, that might be P6 for Nigel now.
It's going to be further back than P6.
Oh yeah, sorry. He might even get P7.
Yeah.
Sorry, my maths was thinking me. I was thinking 6 seconds instead of 9 for some reason.
As Groundsy's lost out to DRS and Hirsch. Shadow's looking for a move now. Groundsy pushes Shadows off track there ever so slightly. And Shadow's picking up a time penalty up. I think the Aston Martin driver's going to feel a bit hard done to there.
Yeah,
as Diamond Douche is looking for a move.
Oh, this is carnage.
Yeah, Shadows once again beats Diamond Douche on the traction. But Diamond isn't going away here. He's going to hold it here. And pulls ahead, wheel banging here, and both Mercedes drivers just sitting behind watching this unfold.
This is going to be...
Let's see.
Maestro needs to be let go by his teammate here. If he had anything, if he could actually attack him.
Yeah, on that, the Mercedes drivers have had handbags around the
Yes.
pan.
Yes, I know.
I can't see that happening.
I can't.
But
yeah.
yeah.
Oh, Tiddlewinks hit in the back.
Oh
My
no.
God.
Oh,
Tiddlewinks so close. So close.
oh my god. He's literally pushing the bumper on Shadows here.
This is making Silverside Boy actually catch up, because Silverside Boy has no pens, so he could potentially nick some points as well if he gets that 5-second remove.
As Law's had a spin, and the penalties here could play into play. General Jake's got that gap down to Nigel Piggle to half a second, and as he stands, he's within the gap of Snedden to clinch P3.
Yes, he is. I wonder if... Oh.
As we've had an issue, is that Snedden's out of fuel.
Oh my goodness. Oh, Jake's in the back!
Oh no!
As...
Yeah, so apologies for that. Legends crosses the line in P1, Junior Vane P2, General Jake does pick up P3, Snedden P4, Bean on P5, Nigel Piggle P6, Hirsch P7, Brownsy P8, Diamond Juice P9 and Shadows picks up our last points position in P10. But what a shame from Snedden there.
Yeah, indeed. Running out of fuel on the last corner. And then General Jake in the back of him.
Absolute massive shout out to Hirsch though. I know it's only a P7, some people might go to, well, it's only P7, but that's absolutely massive for the Ferrari driver who's had a bit of an unfortunate season. And you should be absolutely proud of that P7, Hirsch.
And you know what? To top that off, he's going to be my driver of the day. He's fought for his future and he's got P7 and he's been overall having a fantastic weekend. So yeah, congratulations on the driver of the day.
There you go, Hirsch. You've played in the Twitch chat and you are our co-com's driver of the day. Absolutely fantastic battle there, mate.
Yeah, he battled hard for that. That wasn't easy. He grafted for it.
But there we have it. We've got Legend P1, Juvane P2, General Jake P3, Snedden P4, Phenom P5, Nadja Piggle P6, Hirsch P7, who's got our driver of the day, Groundsy P8 picking up a couple of crucial championship points, Diamond Juice P9, Shadows P10, and then our non-points positions, Midfield Maestro P11, Sunside Boy P12, Fiddlewink P13, Law P14, Monkey Boy P15, Jeff Master Flash P16, Horizon 40 P17, Pines who can only feel sorry for P18, Lexus P19, and LWS Yorkie P20.
I have invited the podium sitters. We'll see if they join. Legends has sent me a message. That'll be to say still not Mike. So, does Hirsch have a mic?
Maybe.
Hirsch, answer in the chat if you have a mic. If you do, we'll get him on for his driver of the day. He does have a mic. There we go then. We'll get him in. It's obviously Legends can't join, and I don't know if Junivane will join. But if not, it'll just be Jake and Hirsch. But yeah, we have invited him.
Here he is. As we'll go to the virtual showroom. I do think we're going to have two in here.
Yeah, I don't think Junivane's joining. Can invite him one more time if you want me to, but yeah.
Yeah, I'm not sure if he's ever done an interview before.
I don't think he has, but... Oh, I've had a message from Junivane. Sorry, can't join today. There we go, we'll just go roll with 2 TJ and we'll give him a special mention, I reckon.
Yep, definitely. As we've got the Ferrari on screen, and as you picked him for driver of the day, Colin, I'll let you interview Hirsch.
Well, first question, Hirsch, have you got your mic included so the stream can hear you?
Yeah.
Right then. Qualifying, you got into Q3. Good effort from you, wasn't it? You've not really had the Q3 much this season, but yeah. What was your thoughts?
Well, I was obviously I'm in the same position as some other people with the exams, so mine's not done. So I thought let's might as well do today's race because I do like USA. It's one of my best tracks. But yeah, apart from Baku this season, this was the only other time I got into Q3. It was okay. Obviously Q1 was good, Q2 was good, Q3 spun. Qualified P10, which made it really difficult because sandwiching in between everyone else. But yeah, just had to make the most out of it, to be honest.
Yeah, and obviously you're battling with Groundsy and Shadows behind, I believe. You was very determined to keep that 7th place, wasn't you? You definitely wanted them points today.
Yeah, no, I mean, the Ferrari team does need it, so the Ferrari team needs it, I need it, so I don't know if you guys have noticed over the past few seasons, I do not let go easily of a position, no matter if it's P1 or P15. I like to fight hard, so yeah, obviously, I don't know if you guys caught it on stream, but I sent it down the inside. I just going to go past and after the hanging straight, and then I just decided to just send it down, and hopefully I don't go too wide and I worked out, and then just pushing the tyres to the limit and keeping everyone spinning, because I knew Groundsy had some guys behind him fighting as well, so I knew if Groundsy could pass me, then other guys would go past me as well. And my downforce today was 36, 33, 36, 35, so I was really slow in the straights. So yeah, I just had to make the most of every course, to be honest.
Yeah. So yeah, obviously, yeah, I think we caught you battling as well, sending it down the inside of somebody. So yeah, I think we might have caught that on stream if you want to watch it back. But we definitely did caught a bit of your battling. So going on to Miami next week, it's a sprint event. If you're around, what's your opinion of the track, and do you like it? Do you enjoy it?
Yeah, it's been a long time since I've raced there. I do like street tracks. Singapore is one of my favourites as well, but I can race there like I think 2 weeks ago. So yeah, we'll see how it pans out. There's a lot of room to make errors, and if you make an error on that track, you're pretty much done. So yeah, I'm looking forward to hopefully the good race and get some more points.
Yeah, well, it's congratulations for your P7 and driver of the day from me. And TJ, do you have anything else to say to Hirsch?
No, it's fantastic seeing you battling again, mate, up top. I know you've had an unfortunate season, but yeah, it was nice seeing you fight up front. And as you say, I know for one, you don't give up places easy. And yeah, I don't think some of the guys expected to defend that hard, and it was fantastic to watch.
Yeah, no, thank you guys, and yeah, it's been the worst season I've had. A few races off, few races on, crashes, spins, not getting any points, but hopefully I'll be back in F1 23, and hopefully I can be back up there, fighting for wins, poles, and podiums.
Yep, definitely. As Colin said, congratulations on your P7 on driver of the day.
Thank you.
I will move on to General Jake, who is our P3 man. So, General, I mean, well, let's start with your quali. I mean, in quali, it was pretty obvious you've had the pace around here.
I did have the pace around here, obviously. I was just looking to get a top 3 start, really, but obviously I didn't really expect to get a 33.0. So yeah, I take an achievement away from today that I got my first pole in FPRL.
Yep, definitely. Especially with how close the pack was as well. From a neutral point of view, you probably didn't live up to expectations how close Q2 was, but you must have been shocked at how close the pack was.
Yeah, it's always like it in Tier 2, so not shocked at the same time, but not shocked at the same time. Tier 2 has been a very close grid throughout the whole season, and it's been a very competitive grid to be racing with.
Very nice to hear, Jake. But yeah, we'll move on to the race. Obviously, pole man. And it looked like it was going okay for you until the medium started dying off. Is that a fair representation? Did the mediums just start dying off a bit too much for you, which is why you started losing the grip and the advantage you built up?
The mediums did start to run out after lap 8. I was struggling more on Genuvain. I knew Genuvain there. Excuse me. He was running a much lower setup. His straight line speed was over the top. I was like, okay then. But yeah, the mediums were dying, and that's where I lost my advantage to try and move away from him in the corners. But then obviously, mediums start to die, which was a bit annoying. But yeah, it is what it is with the mediums.
Yep. Then the safety car come out, and you jump in to put the hards on, and it's a pretty reasonable base from there onwards until the unfortunate happens for yourself, where I'm going to say it was an EA issue, but you can correct us there. That you left the lobby and it took you a little while to get back in.
Yeah, obviously after the safety car restart, I was just looking to go along. Obviously, I wasn't going to fight Snedden. I knew he was faster, so I let him go, and then obviously the tyres come back, and obviously I was doing well. I was in third place. I saw him 2 have penalties. I was like, right, this is my race to lose, and yeah. And then that unfortunate disconnect happened, which yeah, it's pissed me off a little bit, but yeah, it is what it is at the end of the day. I still came back. When I came back and saw Phenom had DRS, to be aggressive, to get my elbows out to keep ahead of him, because I knew I was faster than him, and obviously once I stayed ahead of him, I really had to push my way back up to Snedden's 3-second time penalty and Nigel's 6 seconds, and at the end I did take a P3 with half a front wing by hitting the back of Snedden with no fuel at the end there.
Yes, we did catch that. Really unfortunate. But yeah, Snedden running out of fuel then. Oh, go on, sorry.
Do you know what I blame for the disconnect? I blame the changed man curse, you know?
I prefer not to speak. If I speak, I'm in trouble.
Well, continue.
But yeah, it was a good result in the end, considering what happened. I suppose that the big talking point from this race is that the championship really grounds he only managed to finish P8, and while the gap between yourself and him is still pretty big, or I say pretty big, it's probably a lot closer, and probably thoughts might be coming into your mind of potential title challenge now.
I wouldn't give myself too much thoughts. If I can go for it, I'll happily go for it. But I know the gap has come down now. Gap was at 38 points. I think it's going to come down to about 26 points, something like that, to nearly a race win away from him at the end of the day. But I know my people for P2 at least, Shadows, Pines, Diamond, they all finished behind me. And today I take out a positive for pole, and I'll take out a positive of gaining on my championship rivals.
Yep, and that's a positive attitude to have. Anything can happen from this point onwards, and you're doing everything you can to put yourself in that position if the slip-ups do happen. And I suppose my final question to yourself tonight, Jace, is Miami. How would you feel about it?
Well, out of the 3 tracks coming and the 4 tracks included today, it's the worst track. Obviously, it's a bit annoying that this game you have to be running low wings, so yeah, we'll be running low wings. Obviously, first sector is my hated point. First sector is awful for me, and then the next parts of the track are all right. So yeah, Miami, it's gonna be a challenge. It's gonna be a challenge for me, but I'll be fighting all the way to the end, no matter what.
But we'd love to hear, and potentially could be speaking to you back on this podium place next week around Miami. But yeah, thank you very much, Jake, and congratulations on your P3.
Cheers, boss.
And that is it for the interviews. Just a special shout out to Phenom and Jimmy Bain for their fantastic races as well. Unfortunately, can't be in the interviews today.
Legends.
Both drove. Oh, sorry. Yes, legends. I am so sorry about that. We can edit that.
Sorry.
We can edit that out. Don't worry, it's fine. But yeah, no. Special shout out to legends and Jimmy Bain. Anything to add to that one, Colin?
No, it was a very good race, and we pack up and it's tier 4 on Sunday.
T Game's gonna bottle it.
Wow.
Now, we're on stream. Let's be professional.
Wow.
We have tier 4 where we have, I believe, Silverside Boy with, I'm not sure who he's with, but yeah, that will be 8 o'clock on Sunday. But yeah, that's it from me. Thank you for TJ for having me, as always. And yeah, I'll pass you back to you to end it.
Absolute pleasure to have you, Colin. And as you've said, join us Sunday 8 PM for our Tier 4 race. Before we do pack up and take a very short journey across to Miami for our final sprint race format of the season. where a couple of championships could potentially be wrapped up. But until then, as I said, thank you very much for joining me,
Catch
Colin.
freeze.
It's been an absolute pleasure. And yeah, please do join us next time.
Peace.
You